Yo, to everybody who don't understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, y'all could send all the messages y'all want. Y'all could send all the threats y'all want. Y'all could call me old. Y'all could call me whatever y'all want to call me. It don't bother me. As long as you don't run up on me, and as long as you don't invade my space, we cool. I don't give a what y'all say. I don't know y'all. Half of y'all, most of y'all puff don't know. Y'all just dick riding and standing up for a nigga who could beat up your mother, beat up your sister, beat up your daughter, beat up everything. Yeah, that's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? But don't say that I didn't speak up, and don't say I didn't come between them. Read the lawsuit before you come at me and say, yo, you did this, you did that, you didn't do this, do that. And all you washed up niggas, y'all could save it, man. This is for the women's, period. This ain't even for you niggas that's saying slick shit to me, because none of y'all niggas that say slick shit to me straight up and down. And if y'all niggas willing to meet your demise over you don't even know, then you know how to handle it.
Oh man, so one interesting thing that people have been talking about, like even I said it myself, if these women around Diddy have been going through this abuse, and we have people that have been coming and saying, yeah, I was there, I witnessed it, or I seen the injuries that these women have had, people wonder like, damn, if they going through that, then what were you doing? What were you? Why weren't you there to stick up for them? You even had Ryan Clark that went on a super explosive rant about that, you know?
The first thing, and we need to be honest, like Sean Combs is a bitch.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the men who are around him and knew he was that, they bitches too. I do have two little girls, and we sort of got into the conversation when he was brought up by Floyd Mayweather, and some of the things he was saying is like, no, if he did those things, he's a monster. Mm-hmm. If he did those things, he should rot in jail. And it's not to say that he should be in a place to where he could never be forgiven. That's between him and God. That's between him and Cassie. But we can look at that as men and say that some things you don't get to come back from. And the video is so telling, right? Because she's escaping, right? Like it's not one of those things where you're in a situation where you could tell somebody, hey, I'm leaving you, or hey, I don't want to be here, and you can walk out and not fear for your life. Right? Like you watch TV shows where people are running from war and running from things that people are trying to kill them, trying to hurt. That's what that woman was doing, right? And then he pulls her down and he's stumping her. Bro, I'm a grown man who is perfectly fine defending himself. But even if I'm fighting somebody right now that I dislike, I'm not gonna stump you on the ground. And it brings into mind like all the other whole shit he's ever done publicly. All the ways that he's used his power, all the ways that he's disrespected people and treated people, and you let him do that because of his power. And now you know that this woman has been living with this for years. And those bruises heal, right? But emotionally, mentally, the trauma that she's experienced, and then to come out after all these years and finally have the courage to say something about it, to do something about it, to in some way try to recoup some of your dignity, in some way try to recoup what he took from you. Now you got to hear everybody in the world doubt that you ever went through those things. Yeah. And when you look at some of the affidavits and read some of the things of the civil cases, you can look at those things and say, you know what? He's just in some way perverted. Mm-hmm. Maybe those things aren't things that broach illegalities. Maybe some of those things aren't things that are immorally wrong. But to beat that woman like that, someone who's clearly scared of you, someone who's clearly in fear, someone who's clearly afraid, and you think that make you a man? And so for me, there is no coming back from it. For me, there is no it's ever going to be okay. For me, all our prayers, all our thoughts should be with that woman. All our thoughts should be with her husband, who in some way is going to have to try to help that woman heal from what that man did. And I think it's a lesson to all of us that we definitely want people to be innocent until proven guilty. But we have to be fair in the way that we assess it and understand that two people are going through it until we know. And more than anything, a lot of times something has happened to these women. They're going through something, and we have to be fair to them to wait and to at least know that this or that happened before we start calling them liars, before we start defending people just because we have the same melanin in our skin. I will never in any way defend him, vouch for him, give him any sort of grace when it comes to this. He owes that woman, all women, his children, Kim Porter, the past mother of his child, because we've heard shit about this man forever. But to see it like that, to see him stump that girl out and then want to be in front of people acting like he loved her, acting like he cared about her when she's walking around in fear, bro, it's one of the more up things I'd ever seen. And he is a bitch to me forever. Period, point blank.
Okay, so you heard Ryan Clark's rant. What he said was 100, and I was feeling the same way, dog. When you think about people like Gene Deal or the real Roger Bonds, people that work for Diddy, it's like, yo, why y'all ain't step in? If you got all this information, why y'all ain't step in?
The actual level of violence has been very shocking to people to watch any man do that to a woman, particularly a very high-profile man doing it in such brazen public manner. In a public place like that was even more shocking, that he had no compulsion about doing this where there may be cameras. But was that indicative of Diddy's general behavior towards women?
In my light, I would say yes. In my light, I would say yes. It didn't surprise me when I saw it because I've seen things to this nature before. I've gotten in between things of this nature before. And this was back in 2012. So that's why I was so adamant on what I said yesterday after he posted that apology, because it comes a time where it's like, you can't just say anything you want to say and think that people gonna accept it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a God syndrome, you know, the same way that he's been in a lot of trouble before and you could pay your way out. He knew those cameras was there, you know, but of course, as we heard, he came back to the hotel and he paid to get the footage, but didn't know, which Cassie said inside her complaint, that they gave her a copy of the footage also. You know what I'm saying? So when you go through life just paying your way out, I really feel like he wasn't sorry about that. Yeah, he might be sorry now. He's sorry that he got caught. But if that was a one-time incident, then I would say accept his apology. But I think in that apology, he said what he thought people wanted to hear.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Right, who's now sadly no longer with us. But what did you see him do?
I've seen him get physical. I've seen him get really physical, grab him up. It was one time that Cassie mentioned inside her lawsuit where she said she had to go over to the London hotel. I was the one that was checking on her every day at the London hotel. You know what I'm saying? So I know that to be true. I seen him get into some wrestling and punching matches. And sometimes I felt like, what are you mad at? What are you upset about? Because it's a deeper anger when you hitting and punching a woman in that type of manner. And it's okay. It's understood if you have a problem with one woman and you seek things, but when you have a problem with every woman that you're dealing with, then I think that problem is inside of you.
What did you see him do with Kim Porter?
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him smack her, you know. And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought back because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth. You know, of course he put everybody out the car, but I seen the car shaking, so I opened the door. I said, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You see where we at and what are you doing? And Kim got out the car like nothing happened. And she fixed her hair and she told him, she said, I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm gonna put across your face if you put your hands on me again. And that was Kim's attitude. Kim's attitude was she realized that what he had to explain meant more to him than anything. And once she realized she had that power, She said, nah, not no more. Because you gonna have to explain why you all marked up. Yo, to everybody who don't understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, y'all could send all the messages y'all want. Y'all could send all the threats y'all want. Y'all could call me old. Y'all could call me whatever y'all want to call me. It don't bother me. As long as you don't run up on me, as long as you don't invade my space, we cool. I don't give a what y'all say. I don't know y'all. Half of y'all, most of y'all puff don't know y'all just dick riding and standing up for a nigga who could beat up your mother, beat up your sister, beat up your daughter, beat up everything. Yeah. That's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? But don't say that I didn't speak up, and don't say I didn't come between them. Read the lawsuit before you come at me and say, yo, you did this, you did that, you didn't do this, do that. And all you washed up niggas, y'all could save it, man. This is for the women's, period. This ain't even for you niggas that's saying slick shit to me, because none of y'all niggas that say slick shit to me straight up and down. And if y'all niggas willing to meet your demise over you don't even know, then you know how to handle it.
But what we have today is one of Cassie's friends. First, she started to speak about, give her reactions to Diddy's apology. And then she responded to this person saying, I'm glad you're speaking up, but if you knew this was going on and you kept quiet, you were part of it too. So listen to this and let me know what y'all thoughts are.
Cut it out, love. Cut it out. So you were disgusted back then, you're disgusted now. So let me ask you a question then. Was that the last time that you did that to her? Was that the last time you did that to any woman? If you're so disgusted and you went and you got all this help and you feel whatever, and if that's the case, why did you say enough is enough and say that she was lying? Say that, all the things in her lawsuit are not true. That incident was in her lawsuit. I remember that incident because I was around. Remember? I remember her telling me about how you spent $50,000 to get rid of that video. Watching that video the other day was crazy because I thought no one was ever going to see it because of you. And now you're sorry? Really? Cry me a river, bro. You're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. And I'm glad you don't want forgiveness because ain't nobody giving it to you over here. You know what you did. You're fine with your behavior. That's the bottom line. That is you. That person on that video is part of you. And that part of you needs to atone, needs to take whatever is coming to you because you have already sown these seeds. Take your punishment like a man. Talking about you sorry. Get the out of here.
So, what exactly do y'all expect for me to have done outside of be there for her in these moments? Like, the people that are like, oh, you speaking now. How the do you know what I did then? You don't, because you wasn't there. Also, holla at me the next time you go up against a world famous influential billionaire who has more resources to shut you down than anyone. Holla at me the next time you go up against somebody who has never been arrested and convicted of shit. Somebody who's been indicted for allegedly shooting someone in the face in New York in a nightclub and getting off. There was a shooting at Chalice Studios a little over a year ago, and the LAPD did what? What the do y'all expect me to have been doing? Also, let me give you this nugget. We have a friend who was hung from Cassie's balcony. You know why? Because this person was there for her. So miss me with the what did y'all do then? You don't know things we can't speak of. But trust and believe the people who have tried to protect Cassie have paid for it. So all y'all with this shit, shut the up.
All right, so bro, that's interesting. And it makes me think about Joe Budden speaking on it when he was first not really covering what was going on. And he says, I want to take my time because this guy listening to the podcast. And he also says, what if the shit they say about this nigga is true? Meaning the terrorizing folks behind the scenes. He's like, who wants to deal with it? And it seemed like a lot of these folks were scared to go ahead and defend Cassie. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all gotta say in the comment section below though, man. I'm going to get up out of here though. This has been another update with Stace. Yo.